Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, playing Age of Wonders Planetfall. So, a few things before I forget. So, we haven't loaded in yet because I wanted to just let anyone know that's interested. All the DLCs, you can see them all listed along the bottom there, are all in the PlayStation, I think it's called the PlayStation Spring Sale. They have so many sales, Easter sale, I don't know. The current sale, and they're all in the current sale, and I think they're all half price. So I can't comment on the Invasions or Star Kings because I haven't used them yet. I have used Revelations, it's in this playthrough that I'm doing now, and I'm eager to know what else happens from the Revelations DLC other than you get anomalous sites. Obviously there's other things, but I haven't got to them yet, or they haven't occurred, or they haven't been triggered, so I can't do more than I've done in explaining what the Revelations will bring to the game, but they're all half price if anyone is interested in acquiring them. Although, as anyone who's familiar with the PlayStation Online store knows, most things that are in sales come round in sales very often and at the same kind of prices, so there's no hurry to rush out. They were in a sale not long ago when I got the Revelations DLC, then they weren't, and now they are again, so let's just load in. Another thing I decided is generally if I'm playing a game on this channel, regardless of the game, I give it, you know, at the maximum maybe 6 or 7 videos in a row, and then I'll leave it and I might come back to it at a later point and show when I've continued the game and it's much more further down the line, things like that. Or I might just do a certain amount of videos and then decide, okay, that's enough for that game. But I think with this, I'm going to continue playing it till at least it gets to a point where this playthrough is either concluded or as near concluded as it's going to get, because I was thinking if I just jump out of this now and then go and play other games and then come back to this later on when I've got to a point where there's lots of enemies, it won't quite make sense, because if you've watched I think I've already done 8 videos in this series so far this time, it will be weird if I then play on and it's a long way down the line, because you won't kind of get how I've got to that point, and I can't really use one of my other playthroughs that I'm doing off video, because then that will be a completely different setup. So what I'm going to do is I'll continue playing this for a bit, and every so often, depending on how long it goes, I may drop in another video about something else just to break it up a bit, but I will continue playing this a bit for a while. We're on turn 51. My guess is it will take another, from my other playthroughs, maybe another 100 turns, which sounds a lot but may not be, but we'll see. I may still run on a little bit in between videos just to cut through some of the needless busy work. So anyway, here we are again, back in our empire. I can't remember if we'd moved or saved first, I don't remember, let's see. Apparently we probably moved and then saved, so we'll just skip this turn, doesn't really matter anyway. And one of the things I became aware of when I signed into this again, and I hadn't signed into it since the last video I made, is how much I've got all my army in one corner. And I know there's one down there which is going to go and sort out this quest. Oh, thanks for jumping out of it when I was trying to show. But anyway. But apart from that one, which is kind of occupied because they've got to do that quest there anyway, I've got this whole side of the map, the whole central area, and I've got no armies, and that's not really good because you never know what might happen. So I need to kind of address that, because yes, there's quite a lot of enemies in this corner, but not so many that I need to have all my armies in one place. So, firstly I'm going to send this little thing, I'm sure I did that last time, but anyway, sometimes it jumps back one turn if you finish it, sometimes the save jumps back an odd turn, but anyway. We'll teleport, which is, yeah, I'm sure I did this last time, so yeah, there we are. We're in this new area, and yes, I know I did this last time, but I can remember exactly what happened. Probably won't happen now just because yeah, that's exactly what happened last time. So I did do this last time, it's just jumped back a turn. So yeah, there we go. We found one of the AI players there, and you can see we know that's not just a scout army, because we see they've got a sector there, and there's one of their home worlds or home colonies, whatever. So we found an enemy AI. They may not be enemy now, but they will be. And that's good, because as I was saying previously, this game is very much like a lot of games, I suppose, that fog of war kind of thing, where we had an army there and we could see into the area where the teleport was, and it's like, okay, do we really need to send something through the teleport? But actually, just going that little bit further with our little scout, we've now seen that that's where the enemy are, and we wouldn't have known that if we just looked. So it can be very beneficial to move those extra squares. And that area they're claiming, so they're going to end up claiming that teleport, because we haven't got a claim on that sector because it's surrounded by sea. We've got no adjoining sectors anyway, so we can't really do anything with that. So it's what it is. It's just worth them bearing in mind that they've got access to that teleport. They will have, and we've got their teleport there, so it's possible if we end up at war with them, and I say if because they might fight another AI player, they might be wiped out long before, but if we end up at war with them, they can come through into that sector there through that teleport. Anyway, so there's that. Spacer's faction, they demand a lot of energy, which we're not going to give them, as we haven't got a lot of energy. We could do a quest. Do we want to do a quest, do we? Yeah, go on then. Oh, what's that? Monster Truck Madness. Okay, that's fine, because that's not a physical go and do it quest. We have to do some research, and that's always actually, not always, but it's simpler. So when you get one of those kind of quests and you've got to do some industrial production or research for one of these factions, you just go to the colony screen and go through to the structure production. It's going to be there where it says quests, and you can just do it. It says it takes 6 turns. You can do it in any or all of your colonies, and unless you've got something very important going on that you're trying to do, I always find that those quests are much simpler, not simpler, or they are simpler than the go and destroy a enemy nest or something, because there we're going to fight that, and okay, we'll win, but we've got to waste our army tied up having the war, having the battle. We might lose some units, yes, we might get a bit of an upgrade, or a bit of a few action points extra for some of our units, but I don't find that beneficial. I don't know how much that makes a difference, but I don't think it makes much difference in this game. So for the fact we've got to tie up our army fighting somebody, we might lose a few units, it's not worth it. Whereas those kind of do a research, do a production quest, which is just in colony quest, I find those much more preferable. So anyway, we do that for them. Saves us doing anything else and keep us in their good books for now. Okay, so we want to attack this. This is why we're all up here. They've not got that much. Yeah, let's use that. We'll attack them. And we lost a unit. Oh no. We could re-enter, but we won't. We'll just take it. But yeah, we should have used the more powerful army, but never mind. So we've got a few things left up here we can do. What's that? Once you're there, you might as well get it all done. Like everywhere, if you go shopping and you're in a area, you might as well do all the things you need to do. And while we're in this corner, we might as well kill off any random marauders. What's this? I don't remember. An abandoned quarry, that would be alright. Okay, so we've got this unit here. Were we going to enter that? I can't remember what the... Let's see, I don't remember. Oh yeah, we'll kill them. That sounds worthwhile. We've got a lot stronger army and we just killed them all. And like I said, when you enter those structures, we got a spare unit which will make up the unit we just lost with the other army. So we'll send them up there and we get some production. That's all good. We could, no, we don't want to sell that. So yeah, when you get into those structures, you absolutely never know what you're going to get. But in that one, it was a pretty straightforward fight. So we're going to send that new unit that way because that army lost one. We've done that, we've done that, we've done that. We've got a thing we can do here if we want to do something. Yeah, let's do that. We've not really got anything particular that we're rushing to do. That one's making the research or the production for the quest. So we've got these. We're going to wait because, as you can see, our army already had a battle. Some of our units are a bit the worse for wear, so we certainly don't want to go back home. But we're going to wait because even though that army is not that strong, I would always advise you in this game, if you've got a weakened unit, wait before you do a battle if you can, because they can easily get wiped out. Just for the sake of waiting, we've got, as you can see in the top left hand corner, we've got 8 turns left to finish that, and it's going to take us like 1 turn or whatever to get there, so there's no rush. Okay, that will do. And yeah, another thing I was saying in the last few videos, and I'll come back to that, and again, it's maybe just me, but I very much find this a game, having had it for a while, is what I'd call a drop-in game. There's some games, and I think every game's different for everybody, so someone might find this game like this for them. But I think there's some games you get into, and when you start and you play through, you kind of almost like obsess on it for quite a bit of time. And other games you kind of do for a couple of hours, and that's fine. You want to give it a break, and I think this is that kind of game. It's a game where I drop in for a couple of hours, do a bit of things I need to do in one of my empires if I wasn't playing for the video channel, and then come out of it and do something else, whether it be a video game or something completely different in the wide world. But I don't think it's a game that I'm gonna, not in a negative way, it's just not the kind of game where it's got that intensity maybe, where I'm gonna kind of want to play through like days and days and days in a row, like all the hours under the sun. I was playing a game called Surviving the Aftermath a few days ago, and I kind of got really into that for like a whole night, and I couldn't stop playing it because it's got more, how can I put it? The end results of this game are very good. The game is very good, but as you've seen in the playthroughs, there's a lot of it is, again, it's kind of busy work. A lot of it's setting up for the end, and it's setting up for your final fights, and so there's not a lot going on unless you want to fight marauders or you do the little quest. Whereas in some games like Surviving the Aftermath, there's always things going on from the moment you start, so it's got more kind of things to pay attention to, things that you think, oh, I want to leave it now, but I want to actually just finish that. Again, that's not a negative of this game. I think it's good. These games I like a lot, these games where you kind of drop in and you can play a couple of hours without feeling overwhelmed or feeling that you need to dedicate huge amounts. So I like this kind of game. All games that I play, and I don't play every game of course, all games that I do play, they all have a purpose in my kind of game mind, if that makes sense. Okay, so we've got research, yeah, we don't need to hear about that, we'll just, before she tells us. Toxic applications, sounds like something my ex would have done. She liked toxic stuff. Gravity pulse grenade sounds cool, but in honour of my ex we will do that one. Okay, let's see what we're doing here. So we've got our army there, we'll just join up with them. It's all good. We've got this army here and we're gonna attack them. Hopefully that's a nice clean victory. I just noticed one of our units is a bit underwhelmed, under-healthed, but okay. Okay, with a relatively simple victory. We got things. Getting free stuff for doing stuff is always good in life and in games. So we got some production and some units, I think, or a unit, and the other one is a mod, I think. But anyway, okay, that's cool because then that can join with that other unit, and then we'll have a whole little squad. Can we get to that? Yeah, okay, so that's handy. We've got a full squad just by doing a few little missions. We picked up one with one mission, we picked up one with another. That's great. So we will go on, and I don't know what that is, but we're going to kill it. It looks small and it looks irritating. I'm not even going to check what the strength is. I know I said sometimes they can be stronger, but we're just going to kill it. Yeah, we're not worried about that. He said. Yeah, die, you alien bug things. Okay, we didn't get anything for that, but we didn't expect to. They were just loitering, and that was enough. So we've done all our missions up there. We've done all our settlements. We might have a little look around. The thing with when you've got a scout very close to enemy areas is you have to balance out, do I want to leave it there and we can kind of watch what they're doing, or do I want to go moving around and find that we get killed? Okay, so we've checked that out and we found out they've got more there, so basically they're going to be all around here, aren't they? That's fine. I think we'll just retreat because it's handy having a scout there. Yeah, let me just check on
operations available for planning.
Operations we had. There is one somewhere where you can deploy a monitor. I haven't actually. I usually do that really early, but I haven't in this game. So we're going to do that because it's not expensive. Although we haven't got much energy again actually. And we'll see if we can put our monitor down there to watch them, because that can be quite useful. Yeah, I think usually I'm a bit more on the ball when I've been doing my own playthroughs with this bit where it's operations, and I've only set up a couple, and usually I've set up a lot of them by now. I think part of it was I've not had much energy. I don't mean physically in life, but I mean in the game. Partly I've just forgotten. We might do that one because it uses influence and we've got a load of that, so we'll see. Let's see, so we're still healing a bit. I think we'll just move a little bit that way to get ready, but we're still healing. Everywhere else is doing stuff. Oh, they're not doing stuff. What are they doing? Not much. We don't need to make any more units, and we've got no power anyway. Overdrive reactor. We get Cosmite, but it gives us -3 happiness. Is that happiness? Yeah. No, we don't need to do that now. We don't need extra Cosmite. I don't. Like I said, I'm not a technical management person. Like that resource is a little bit out, so that's going to put that one out, and I don't do that unless I have to. My brain is lazy for things like that. actually, it's not. My brain is lazy for things like that. I think we'll end this turn when I don't need to. If I apply myself, I remember in school I got told a lot that I don't apply myself, but when I did, I could be very good. And it's like, for example, surviving the aftermath, where you have to apply yourself a lot to that little thing's going to affect that, and you need a little bit more food to survive the winter, and that kind of thing. It's a kind of survival game, if you don't know what it is. Survival sim, world management. Then I do, because I have to apply myself, because that's what the game is. But in games where there's kind of more of a combat element and you don't need to apply yourself to every little man management or what food you've got, I don't do it. And then once my mind doesn't do it, I get out of the habit of how to do it in the game, and I don't want to. That was like that in Total War as well, and even Stellaris. I was like, I don't want to manage the population. I don't care if they've got a little bit extra food or why they're unhappy. I want to go and fight some Romans or fight some Greeks or some Egyptians or some aliens in Stellaris. Anyway, okay, so right, we're there, and I'm consciously bringing back the armies, except this one from down here now. So we might as well go and get free stuff. 69 in production. That would have been better if it had been energy, but it is what it is. I think we might go and kill them. We're so near the sea. I know we're out of movement points, but we'll do it next time. Okay, so we have got army. What's this? Let's just check. Okay, there's quite a few things there. We will have this sector, I think, because again, you can. Let's put the forward base. The influence points, what I was calling the green circle, things at the top on the top bar, the thing that isn't energy or cosmite, that is not endless. When you get to, I think it's about 210, you can't get any more, so it just won't fill up anymore. So you might as well use it, because use it or lose it. Okay, so that army there, we're going to bring them back as well, because there's no point in having all our armies in one corner, because that's very bad. That one's got something to do. When it's got that little lightning energy flash in the corner of a colony, that means they're kind of free to do something usually. So that bit I don't want to see, it gives me a headache. Having said all that, if you like that kind of colonist management and you don't want to auto it, I'm sure this is fantastic for that. And like I said, in another game I might do that, but in games that have got that kind of research, fighting, kind of Total or Stellaris aspect, I prefer to concentrate on those and let the AI do that. We might as well build one of these in. As we're not doing anything else and we have no ongoing desperation for anything, or we have but we can't boost energy there anyway, we might as well build some defence turrets. That's always a thing to do when you've got free time in your colony. Here you can research those things in multiple colonies, so we'll do that there because we're not doing much else there. I know we're doing it there, but we'll do it there as well. I'll make it quicker. Okay, let's see what our I think that's going to be enough, shall we? Yeah, let's just fight. Yeah, okay, that's good. We've killed them, that's fine. We get Mind's Eye. I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool. You can check actually on this thing if you press the big kind of space bar thing, I call it in the middle. It'll give you the info on what you've got. An offensive mod unit gains Mind's Eye, becoming unable to be flanked. It has sensor range increased by 3 and gains immunity to psionic status effects and hazards. Yeah, that sounds good. I like that. I like the sound of it. Mind's Eye. It sounds cool. And we get a Hopper Howard Hopper Hound Blade More, which is a unit, so that all worked out very nicely. Yes, we'll have all that.
Objective completed.
Yeah, we'll take those, thank you. Okay, so that's good. Okay, C here, we wouldn't mind. No, that's not a C unit either. What's this? PSI Shrine. Okay, we're gonna have that in a minute. We're gonna put a forward base there. As I said before, the reason to put forward bases is the more you have, it's a problem for enemies to go through. We know one of the AI players is over there, so we know that we're going to have them nearby. And also it gives you claims on the nearby sectors, and also, you know, we know that's a useful sector, so we will probably take over that when we get the chance. So there's no harm. And like I said, that green circle influence thing, it's not endless. You just get to a point where you can't use any more, so you might as well use it. And at some point, and I've had that in all the off video games I've played, you get to a point where you haven't got anywhere to use it. There's nowhere new where you can build a forward base, and you don't need it for anything. You do need it sometimes for negotiations and things, but again, once you've got a lot, you use a bit, but then you still get more all the time, so you're kind of overrun with it. And I've never found it a problem anyway. Early on it can be, you don't have a lot of it, but later on you're chocked full of it. Okay, so we got some more. We've got a proposal. He wants Cosmite and he'll give us energy. I think we will say yes, because Cosmite is useful, but energy is essential. What I mean by that is, if you haven't got Cosmite, you can't make some units, and that can be irritating. But if you run out of energy, that can be terminal. It can be terrible. So we'll take that. That's all right. Quite a lot of energy for that as well. So that's good.
Orbital relays provided.
Yeah, we've got an orbital relay. Yay! And that brings us on to. I like that cosmic growth chambers. Sounds very good. Connected society. That sounds unlikely. It doesn't happen in the real world. We'll do that one, because Cosmic Growth Chambers is the one I remember. And the other things are research boost, lava and volcanic research boost, so that's all good. Where are we? Are we going to go to C? Yeah. Oh no, we've not moved yet. We'll do one more turn, then we'll probably end this video, because I think we've gone on a bit. I probably will run this on a little bit generally off video, because as you can see from the turns, we've taken like 4 or 5 turns. It's taken a good 20 minutes plus, not counting me babbling on at the beginning. So yeah, we probably will run it on, otherwise it's going to take a very, very long time to complete this, which is fine. But like I said, I'll probably drop a few other videos in between, just to break things up. Okay, so the problem with sea traps, it just takes a long time, but that's okay. At the moment we've got time. We'll move that one down that way, just so we've got cover. I'm aware that we know one of our enemies is that way, so I'm going to bring, that's our strongest unit, so I'm going to bring, or one of our strongest units, so I'm going to bring them down there as well, because we don't know when anyone's going to start a war, and they can happen very quickly in this game. You kind of think you're on good terms with the AI players, especially the NPC factions. You can tell when they're gonna, when you keep refusing their quest or you fail their quest, you know that, or refuse their offers, you know that they're gonna end up being upset. And even if they do, you can deal with them. It's just annoying. But the AI players, they can go very quickly from being kind of neutral to suddenly break off neutral, and suddenly they're annoyed with you, and it can be over anything. One of the things you'll find is when you want to do forward bases, you'll undoubtedly get to a point where the forward bases you want coincide with AI players, and it'll say something like this faction's claimed by you and whoever, and then you can, if you claim it and put a forward base there, they will not like you, but at some point to expand you'll kind of have to. Open borders, absolutely not. This happens in all the games. Actually, it used to happen in, I think, Stellaris and Total War, and it happens in this. And I would say never open your borders unless you yourself want to travel through theirs, if that makes sense. So there's no point in any game that I can see of you opening your borders to another society or faction unless you want to travel through their territory, because why would you want them going through yours? They're only going to go through yours to either take areas the other side of your areas, or they can go into your territory, and there's no reason they couldn't try and start a forward base in the middle of your empire somewhere where you've not put a forward base down. So there's no benefit to accepting that. They might get a little bit upset, but who cares? So I would say never ever do that unless you want to actually go through their area. And even then, it's not something I normally do. That's just me. I prefer to not. If I'm going to go through their area, I will fight them. I won't just travel through. I don't see the point of travelling through. The only exception might be, and it doesn't really apply in the way this game is, but if you have a huge amount of AI players, if you were in something like Stellaris or Total War, where you've got a huge amount of different factions, and some of them are very small and unimportant, which isn't the case in this, because basically all the AI players are going to be the same, similar in strength to you. But in Total War games and in Stellaris, you've got lots of little factions that don't really matter. And in there, yes, maybe you would let one of the unimportant factions have access because it doesn't matter, because they're not going to do anything to you. But in this, they're all going to be full strength, the same as you virtually, or maybe stronger, maybe a little bit weaker, but whatever. So I don't see any benefit in this at all to doing that, although you may have a different view. Paragon, in fact, they never stop demanding. They want Cosmi. Let's just give it to them. I just don't care. We'll fight these. That's very bad. Don't like that at all. We got a lot of energy for it, so I suppose it's good. It is what it is. Now we're at sea. If we hadn't lost those units, we'd fight that. What are they? £560. We all know we run away. Okay. Well, that could have gone better. Had it not been right at the end of this video, I would probably have replayed that and had a manual battle, but I didn't want to have the time to have a manual battle, and there's no way to save it at that point, really. So, anyway. With them, we're just going to leave that army in that vicinity for the moment, because we want to be near the teleport. Actually, let's just, if you ever want to check on how they seem like they are, the one that we've discovered is this one with the light blue colour, and they are, you can see from that little face, that little grey face, they're not in love with us, they don't hate us, they're kind of alright, you're around, you're alive, we don't really care about your existence, but we don't like you and we don't love you either. And so that's not far off. It would only take a conflicting claim on a sector or one little thing to change that into a negative. So yeah, that other little army, we'll be moving that way at some point. Yeah, and that one we were going to claim this, we'll do that. Because again, there's no harm in doing that. Again, if you get to the point where you've got very low influence, green circle, then you may wish to not do forward bases, because you can suddenly need that. If you need a diplomatic thing, you can use influence to get it, or if you find a settlement, a neutral settlement, you can use that to convince him to join you. So you wouldn't want to run out of it, but you're never going to use 139 in one turn. Okay, that's all that. Okay, so I think we're good with all that at the moment. Yeah. Okay, so I will end this video now because I think we've done a good half hour. And we're at a point where not much is going on. What I will try and do at some point in the next video or the one after is I will try and do a sea battle, which I would have done there, but now we're a bit low on resources. Maybe we can find one over here, and we'll try and do a sea battle because just so you can see how that looks. But anyway, we'll be back with more of Age of Wonders Planetfall next time. Thanks for watching Guessagaingaming, and take care until next time.